Why is there a car here? Quite confusing. This is so steep and a little bit slippery. Really trying not to fall here. Whoa, it's a shrimp. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, yes. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Here in Guam today on another hike. I'm here at the Tarzan Falls, a different part of the island, to show you guys a different hike. This one should be quick, but before I tell you more about it, I need to switch my shoes because this could be a muddier hike. So just gonna put on some shoes I don't mind getting dirty. Then we're on our way. So the hike is called Tarzan Falls. As I said, it's 1.4 miles long, not very long. If you run it, that's fairly quick, right? Elevation change is 300 feet and the difficulty is medium. And the trail starts right here along the road. This is Cross Island Road. I don't know the route number, but it's called Cross Island Road. Cross Island Road is a famous road here in Guam that crosses across the island, as that's what it is called. And again, I'm gonna use AllTrails map to find my way there and find my way back. Gonna start it now. This is supposed to be about a 51-minute hike or so. So it shouldn't take very long. That's there and back. So here's the start of it. We'll see how well marked the trail is. Based on the reviews, it looks like it's pretty well marked. Falls. And as you can see, the type of soil here is a little bit different too than some other parts of the island. It's very red. I mean, there's red soil all over the island, but here it's very prominent. And when it is the wet season like now, as we're going into, and it starts to rain a lot, it gets very muddy. Oh, check it out. There's a wind turbine, or windmill, or whatever you call that. I was wondering what that noise was as I pulled in. I could hear something. I thought it was just like a electricity thing. A wind turbine here. Didn't really know that there were those. I'm starting to hike a little after 1:35 in the afternoon. Always hike midday, the hottest point, when no one is doing it. That way I have it all to myself. A little bit crazy, I know, but it is what it is. And we'll see how long it does take me. As I can already see, show you guys here, some of the spots, this red clay, red soil, it is super slippery, even though it didn't rain today. And I'm not expecting it to rain, at least right now, or for the rest of the day, maybe tonight. Today seems like it's gonna be a fairly sunny day, cloudy a little bit, but shouldn't have to worry about the rain, so it should be okay. But I saw some reviews recently, especially yesterday, and people said it was pretty muddy. So you have to be careful, and hiking poles and things like that could help you, or a stick, just to give you a little bit more support. But we'll see how we do. Maybe I'm gonna go back looking very, very red and muddy. Wow, check it out. It is a super clear path here. Why is there a car here? I have no idea. How did it get here? I have no idea. It is a very old looking car though, as you can tell from the interior there. It definitely has been here for quite some time. But how did that get here? Maybe the trail was wider a long time ago. But check it out, like how wide is this? Really good probably for riding ATVs and stuff, I'm sure people do. But as it says falls, we go that way. So I don't know what's up with the different directions here. Maybe there are different places you can go. The reviews did say just follow the map here and don't go off the wrong way, because you can get confused by these other directions. And right now it looks like I did go off the track a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell there, but we're gonna follow this sign. We're gonna go with what that sign says and follow. Very misleading, a little bit confusing. I mean, look, there's tracks everywhere here, little pathways. Now it looks like I'm going right to the wind turbine. Maybe I'm supposed to go by that. I have no idea. Huh, I see some people walking over there, so must be going the right way. Actually, no, it's saying to go that way. I guess that's the way out. Maybe they just came from the falls. Well, that was a little confusing, so not gonna go this way. I guess we go down the other pathway here. I'm guessing it's this way though, because it does say, as you remember from the sign I showed you, 300-foot change in elevation. And it looks like I'm looking down into a valley. So if we're going to some waterfalls, some falls, right, we need gravity. And so it's got to be at a lower point, I assume. That way the water can fall. So this must be the way. Although for some reason All Trails map says that I'm not even on the trail right now, so this is quite confusing. So as I'm seeing where I just passed by, there's a lot of burnt wood. Looks like there was a wildfire here at some point. Maybe it was wild, maybe it wasn't wild. Somebody started it, I don't know. But there's a lot of burnt wood, some old forest that is trying to regrow again. Like right there, charred. Maybe just because of how dry it gets out here. Never seen that yet here in Guam. I've seen the wildfires from a distance, but I haven't quite seen them up close. And it just makes you think, like, if this catches on fire, man, how do you put that out? You have to just let it stop on its own? Like, how do you get, you know, equipment and emergency out here when you're deep in the foothills and stuff? So we are on the right track now. I don't know if you guys can see, but somehow did a weird loop out of the way. I think what I was supposed to do is when I was walking on the trail and I first got that glimpse of the wind turbine, I think I was supposed to take a left. There was a split to the left and a split to the right, and I went to the right as the right looked like it was more open and more free to walk. The left looked a little bit more overgrown, but I guess that's the way. But either way, got a little detail and a nice little view of the valley on that side so far. Maybe that's the valley where the falls are, I don't know. We'll find out. Cool, there's 2 benches if you need to take a rest. That's nice with a little bit of shade. And it looks like this is where the elevation is really about to hit, where we're about to drop. Let's get a good look over this valley here, this view, see what we can see, and make our way down this steep descent. So I would say that this might be the first hike or the second hike that I've done into the interior of the island that's very different from the rest I've done on the coast. The other one, of course, was Mount Lam Lam, right? That goes into the interior a bit. But this one is like going into the interior but then down into the valley. So like a lower point inside the island. And with the landscape being different, also I'm seeing a big difference in vegetation here. Like all the trees look the same. Not sure what they are. I don't know if this is like some sort of trumpet tree or whatever it's called, and then maybe like some vitex trees, which are, I think, a very invasive tree here on the island. But this is the area of Guam that I just don't know much about. Don't spend much time here, so everything is pretty foreign to me. But one thing for sure is you always get to enjoy the beautiful views of a different part of the island. Whenever you have time to get out and explore, there's always something to see. I gotta be so careful. This is so steep and a little bit slippery. As you can see, like the water was just flowing probably so fast down here the last few days. Like right here. Oh man. Really trying not to fall here. Dry season would probably be better to hike on this as it's less dangerous and easier to climb. But then again, dry season, you're probably not gonna get as much of a waterfall, a nice view as you want, as it is a waterfall, the falls. And now that we're going into the wet season, it should be even better, I think. But tell you what, these trails going everywhere are a little bit misleading for sure. Definitely making good timing, about 21 minutes in right now, and looks like more than halfway, and I think I passed majority of that steepness already, so the rest of it is just a little bit more to go. It's just so crazy because I imagine that steep part that's very wide and very rocky up there, like during the peak rainy season when it's just raining all day for multiple days straight, man, I bet you that thing is flowing. Like you could probably get on like a little tube and just go down. I mean, it would be rough and dangerous, of course. But check it out. These are different trees here. Some sort of pine. I don't know what kind of pine that is. They look very different. Looks like the forest is changing a bit here. I feel like I hear people down here. So the The falls must be very close, but then again, there was only one vehicle at the top, at the trailhead where I parked, and that might have been those people that were actually leaving. So I'm assuming there's probably nobody here. It's really hard to say. If there is nobody here, that's great. That's how I like it. Get it all nice to myself, get some nice shots, and enjoy it. But this is really cool. This is a forest that I would love to actually spend time in and go hiking more. Like, it just looks really cool. Looks really peaceful. It's really open, right? There's not like a lot of invasives underneath. There's these little like grassy shrubs, but nothing like up in the north where it's all limestone and very difficult to actually traverse through because you have to do a lot of crawling. All right, I'm hearing falls. I see some water, so it looks like we're pretty much there. All right, so I made it to the top of the falls here. Just need to get to the bottom of the falls to actually see the waterfall. Right now it's at the top where there's a bunch of rocks and where it flows off. Let me show you this. This is super cool. Whoa, it's a shrimp. Oh, where'd it go? It's gone. There was a shrimp right there. That was crazy. All right, so that there is the top of the falls. Now we need to get down to the bottom, and it looks like it's just a little trek through the rocks and stuff here. So let's see how it is to get to the bottom and get the good view of the big waterfall. As you can see, that waterfall was quite spectacular, but it was small. Just make it down to the bottom here. Well, we got some rope in case you need help getting down, especially when it's slippery. Oh dude, this is steep. Very steep. Alright guys, home stretch. Here it is. Let's see how it looks. Oh yes, so we got the river flowing out from the waterfall and then the waterfall, but a little obstructed by these trees, so we need to get a little closer. So let's do that. Look at that. That's beautiful. As you can see, Tarzan Falls is behind me. There's the waterfall. That's the top portion where I started at when I just got to here. 30 minutes to get all the way down to the bottom. Not bad at all. A little bit more than it said. I did take my time a little bit and I got lost a little bit, but no big deal. As you can see, let's not look at my face. Let's look at the beautiful waterfall here. Really, really cool how it's just going down the limestone here, and then you can see all the like different terraces. It's like you could climb it. Only in the dry season probably. It's way too slippery, I bet. But this is deep. It has some deep pockets, so you could definitely just sit in there and bathe, but I don't know how good that is. That might not be very healthy. Might catch some infection. I have no idea. The water is a bit murky. It has a lot of sediment going through it, but hey, it's beautiful nonetheless. Let's enjoy it.
In my heart is a waterfall of windmills and rockets and empty baskets. In my heart is a waterfall, bleeding pine trees and lit up windows and poison arrows. In my heart is
So here's another pathway to go up, back up. But as you can see, I'm on the other side of the little lagoon at the bottom of the Tarzan Falls here. My bag's in the middle, I hate to get back over there and get my bag and come back this way, because this will be the easier way to get back up rather than crossing the river again. But one thing I want to say is a little tip for you is make sure whenever you come here, if it's dry season or wet season or whenever, because it is muddy and there's a lot of red dirt, even when you get down here to the waterfall, you still have to be careful because your shoes are caked in it and you still will slip even though there's no mud or water underneath you if you're just standing on these rocks. I've caught myself a couple times, and a lot of the rocks aren't super flat, they're slanted, so you need to choose wisely when you're going across it. You don't want to get hurt here and try to make your way back up injured, so keep that in mind. I don't really understand why it's called Tarzan Falls. Maybe there was a rope swing and you could swing like Tarzan here. I have no idea. Maybe Tarzan is the location. I'm not too sure. But either way, it's a very, very fascinating place. There's a lot of raw beauty here that you can really soak up, especially like in the water. As I was saying, saw a couple shrimp. Like, are those freshwater shrimp? I didn't know there's shrimp in here. I know there's crawfish in freshwater, but it was a little bit different. These look like shrimp, so I don't know what they are. If you know, let me know. One thing I want to point out is you'll see the, like, it looks like a half circle in there. You can see maybe down there and some other places there will be these circles. Those circles are basically where rocks get stuck in the water, in the waterfall over time, hundreds of years, thousands of years if not, and they just spin and spin and they create that little circle. There's probably a name to it, but that is something that you can see in natural waterfall places like here, and I've seen it in other places around the world. It's super fascinating, really, really cool. Also, again, check it out. This big tree that's just stuck in the middle is dead, of course, so it's gonna fall one of these days. Not really sure what type of tree it is, but how cool is that? Just sitting in the middle. It would be way more beautiful if it had leaves on it, but maybe the water and stuff got to it eventually. That piece is about to fall off, and then the waterfall on that side is pretty dry, so when it's peak rainy season, I'm sure this whole thing is covered, and it's probably a better time to come down here, but you probably can't cross the river as it's completely flooded. Really, really cool though. All right, enough talking, enough to my face. Got to get back to the top. A muddy climb. Grab onto the root, that'll help. Oh, slippery. Look at that, it's like pure mud. Oh. So the hard part begins, the steep climb, but that's what this rope is also here for, so you can hold on to it on your way up, especially when it's pretty slippery like now. Whoa, see, I almost fell. Already started the ascent back up past the top of the waterfall, making my way back up where the trail starts to get open and wide. And I just saw 2 people come down, so there are some other people here, which means hopefully my car is not alone in the parking lot, which means hopefully it should be in good condition, you know, because when there's a car alone, I feel like that's when something's more likely to get broken into. But with another car there, I hope there's another car there, everything should be fine. But God, oh, straight up melting. Going up is definitely the tough part. It's a real glute and hamstring workout, just like Mount Lam Lam. Out of breath. As it turns out, I guess I'm not the only crazy person to do this in the afternoon. There are other people like myself who always choose the worst time, the hottest time. But hey, sometimes it's just worth it to have a place totally to yourself, like I just did. Holy crap, it's steep. So right now on my way back up, I am passing the valley part where it overlooks, as I was showing you earlier, and out there you can see this big building on the hill, red roofs. I believe that's Leo Palace. Never been there, but I believe there are hiking trails around that as well that might take you to some of the other falls around here, because there's multiple waterfalls if you didn't know. I didn't know until I looked it up on the All Trails map. So there are many more you can go to, but I am assuming Tarzan Falls down there that we just went to is one of the easier ones. 51 minutes round trip. Come on, that's pretty quick. And it does look like we got a little storm cloud rolling in, so it might start raining soon. Good thing I'm more than halfway back up the trail. Oh man, this one's steep too. I think this was the last one, or the first one when I started coming down. We'll see. I think it's quite impossible to give you an understanding of how steep this is. Maybe I can, let's see. It is incredibly steep and slippery still. But like, my calves feel like they're seriously working out. All for that view. Wow. Tough. Going up always sucks, no matter what. Well, it looks like I was wrong. There's another steep part to come. Hopefully the last one. Jeez. There's the turbine. This is flat. Finally. No serious inclines left. I'm gassed, for sure. I do know that's my workout for the day, though. Ain't going to the gym today. No way. All right. Well, as you can see, I'm at the wind turbine here. And so now I know to go the right way. And that's going to be to go the same way that the people were going, walking out that way. So I'm passing the part where I kind of went the wrong way on the way down. And took that extra time. I know which way to go now. But hey, you could go that way if you want to get some views of the other side there. Which maybe that's why it's there. Maybe go somewhere else, another waterfall. I don't know. But I do know. I'm going this way because I'm wasting no more time on this hike. So now it looks like I'm actually taking a different way out, which is just next to the parking lot on the other side. Which I guess you can go to both. So you can either start on the trail, which is through that way, or you can go over here, which there's a yellow gate if you guys can see. But I guess this is the road to go to the wind turbine there, but it's actually easier to walk on this road to get out, so that's what I'm gonna do. And now the hike comes to an end as I end this here. And total time was 54 minutes and 2 seconds. It's pretty good. It said 51. I took a couple minutes extra because of that wrong turn, so I don't know, whoever times these hikes, they must be at my level of hiking, because somehow I do the hikes about the same amount of time. And it looks like there are a few cars here. Maybe they went somewhere else though, because I didn't see anyone else go down. Well, that is it for the hike. Not so bad at all. Tarzan Falls here on Cross Island Road on Guam. A few more people went down there, but man, I'd say it's a easy to medium hike. It's not too bad, it's not too long. It's just that steepness. Take your time, have extra water, and yeah, have the proper equipment and go at the right time. Not when camera battery died on that last segment of me talking, but as I was saying, yeah, just be prepared for this hike. Come at the right time. Not that bad. There's a few cars here, some went down, some I didn't see, but good hike. But you know what, I'm sweating, and I think I need to go to the beach, go hop in the ocean, enjoy another part of Guam here. So let's get out of here.